How good is Trey Hendrickson? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about win rates. I got a speech impediment. I can't say R's and W's. I always struggle on that. Percentage of wins versus blocking on non-penalty pass rush snaps, okay? That's what win rate is for a defensive pass rusher. So, starting off right away, John Urschel was actually the best this week at 43.8. Nick Benito was 42.9. Will Anderson was 41.7, and he's actually tied with Trey Hendrickson for the third best win rate versus pass blocking snaps this week. Which, again, in the end, we only got home one time with Trey. We got home one time with Trey, one time with BJ Hill. But that's just how dominant that man is. And comparing it to like other players like Myles Garrett, for example, his win rate in that game was 28%, even though offensive line looked kind of like absolute doo-doo and grade-wise did not do that great. Although, looking back at it, I don't know. I made a video breaking down the offensive line. Yes, obviously, grade-wise, they were awful, but there was mistakes, but it wasn't, I feel like, as bad as some of the grades are showing. Kind of just my opinion. Also, if you wanted to really break it down, you could say Trey Hendrickson was number one for players with more than 25 snaps. Because, for example, Will Anderson had 25 snaps, pass rushing snaps. 18 for Urschel, 21 for Nick Benito, 12 for Jordan Birch, for example. So, obviously, sample size also matters, too. If you have one pass rushing snap and you win and you get to the quarterback, then you're going to have 100%. So, you also got to take that in consideration. But, again, Myles Garrett's at 28. Where is TJ Watt? 40. This week he was at 14.3. Oof. Yeah, that's definitely not the greatest there. Definitely not up there. Where is Nick Bosa? Hold up. Let me. Oh wait, I think he's defensive line. He's not edge rusher. Never mind. He's not an edge rusher. He's a defensive lineman. But again, like I said, just shout out to our boy Trey Hendrickson for that. It's one of those things where I think he's going to have a great season, and then after this year, we'll see where he goes. But, I would love to have him back, obviously, for another year, but with how he's probably going to perform this year and do this year, it is what it is. All right, so Matabuke, for example, had a 28.6. Now, he's not a pass rusher, but he's really good at the pass rushing department. But he's not an edge rusher. That's what I meant to say. He's not an edge rusher. He is still really good at pass rushing. Comparing, Trey to anybody else is difficult because of how good Trey truly is. But other than that, I mean, there's no one else here that's, again, even the defensive department here who is going to compare. BJ Hill, let me pull this down a little bit. BJ Hill was at 11.5%. But again, BJ Hill's not really a pass rusher. My question is, what did, I also didn't look at the coverage grades last video when I looked at PFF grades. So these are the coverage grades. Cam Taylor-Britt by far was absolutely atrocious. He did say before the game that he was going to play extra good for Al Golden. That did not age well, clearly. In the end, it aged absolutely awful. But it is what it is, man. It's week one. It's a wash. We won. We got through it. But what I wanted to look at, because if you go to the overall defensive grades, you can see Shamar Stewart was the second best player. I actually thought he was the best. Second best at 88.9. Which, again, everyone has their opinion. Everyone's going to say how they feel about that, whether or not they think he played the best or didn't play the best. I think he played really good. I don't think he played perfect, but I think he played really good, and I'm very proud of him. And I think overall-wise, what we saw out of him is we're going to see a very, very successful player for the foreseeable future. Which some people also say, well, he's a first-round pick. He should be looking like that, but yeah. Anyway, so going over to Shamar Stewart's win rate. Is it on here? Hold up. Let me see. It is not on here. Okay, so they don't have win rate here. They might have it under pass rush. Yeah, they do. Okay. So, for example, Logan Wilson, he had 4 pass rushing snaps. He is a 66.7. Logan Wilson is not a 66.7 pass rusher, but obviously pass rushing snaps. Shamar Stewart had a 26.1, which is better than Myles Garrett. That's interesting. It's also way better than TJ Watt. So I think arguably from this video, guys, what we can take away is Shamar Stewart's already better than Myles Garrett and TJ Watt. It's kind of insane. Now, on a real note, though, man, still cool. Still cool concepts, I'm very excited for this season. His defense is going to eat. This defense is going to feast on opponents. And, Jacksonville's the next on the docket. So, let's just get ready, get set, and have ourselves a fantastic year, guys. Let's go. Hoo-day, boys.